What you do is important. You might as well do it better than anybody else. We believe that most insurance brokers have a huge amount of potential. Sometimes, though, some people fall far short of what their real potential actually is. In fact, many brokers we've worked with started out with us by saying they weren't making nearly the money they wanted, especially for the amount of work they were putting in. And while you're trying to do everything you possibly can to grow your practice, you have to deal with more and more challenges on a daily basis.
Whether it's keeping your customers satisfied in a hard market, rate increases, deductible increases, declines, or slash commissions, you've had to learn to put up with a lot, and it certainly hasn't become any easier to grow your practice and bring in the kind of revenue you'd like. On top of it all, along the way you've been provided with little to no training at all. And the training that you have received is typically a one-size-fits-all model, or just a regurgitation of other stuff you've heard a million times over. Or many times it's only related to a specific product. We'll bet that most people have never shown you that it takes a lot more than just selling to grow your practice. You know, we recently saw a training video that said, in order to be successful, you need to have integrity, provide service to your clients, and be excellent. Well, that was real helpful, right?
And if you have ventured out on your own and read a lot of the existing self-help materials and books, you've likely been left less than satisfied with no real measurable changes in your practice or in your life. In fact, a lot of them just start to sound the same. There's a bunch of reasons for this. First, a lot of material is simply someone's opinion or theory. Rarely does it go through any kind of vetting or process to see if it actually works or not. Now, this can lead to a lot of nonsense that's disguised as scientific, but in reality is based on nothing. Even if certain ideas or concepts could possibly work, they're often too complex and not very practical in everyday life. But we've designed programs that fit perfectly into your life. They're not complicated, and they will, without a doubt, help you reach your highest levels of performance.
Hi, Maria and Michael Keiser here from the Entrepreneur Circle. For more than 10 years, we've been creating high-performance insurance brokers. We work with you to improve nearly every aspect of your practice. The big thing that we witness is that people that we work with write more business, work less, and have more fun. Impossible, you say? No, quite possible. And we can show you how. When you work with the E-Circle, you can expect to create a practice by design for a brighter future.
Change is inevitable. What are you going to do about it? You've already invested so much into building your practice. How do you find solutions so that changes aren't so painful? You probably get inundated with products and services that will supposedly help you grow your practice. But we've worked with people just like you for more than 10 years. We've vetted and improved and tweaked our programs and products as we've gone along. We know what works and what doesn't. Our job is to provide you with a practical, applicable set of tools that will help you build something that you never imagined before. It's time to dream much bigger and build the practice that will fulfill every part of your life, that's a valuable asset, and that's the business of your dreams.
The E-Circle will help you grow your top-line revenues, profit margins, identify your strengths and talents, help you be more engaged in your business and your life, create stronger relationships, provide you with a new perspective on achievement, and lead you to create your best results yet. Our no-nonsense, researched, and proven programs are just the catalyst you might need to reach your own personal best. In fact, the brokers that have worked with us over the past years have experienced at least a 33% annual growth, along with a much higher level of satisfaction and well-being. We had clients grow their practices by more than 300% as a result of our programs.
Now, our story begins about 11 years ago. We had been through a very difficult time from a business and personal perspective. We had a former business partner embezzle nearly $89,000 from us. At the same time, we had a couple of customers stiff us for more than $20,000 and had a few other really interesting challenges and things all seemingly happen at once. Without exaggeration, it felt like our lives were spinning out of control. The debt was mounting. We nearly lost our home. Our relationship and other relationships were suffering. It was several years of real pain, and we couldn't really see the way out much of the time. It seems like almost at once we decided that it simply had to be different. This life was no longer acceptable. Talk about not living up to your full potential. We were a living example of that. So instead of giving up, we undertook an extensive study on peak performance and what makes a very small percentage of people the highest achievers, while most people never reach their best. We interviewed dozens of business owners, especially in the financial services and insurance field. We interviewed psychologists, psychiatrists, studied positive psychology, interviewed world-class athletes, Division I athletic coaches, and health and wellness experts. But most importantly, we practiced. Then we practiced some more, and we created a system that worked. We documented and tweaked, and it worked. We more than doubled our revenue. We began to love our business again. Our relationships improved. I guess you could say our overall sense of well-being went through the roof. We were able to shift and shape our business and our lives to become exactly what we wanted them to be. And we knew we had to share this. If we were able to use these tools and see a drastic change, then we knew other people would find the same value in them.
Now, for nearly 11 years, we've been facilitating peer advisory boards, offering one-on-one coaching and peak performance training to insurance brokers. And now we have a whole suite of tools available for you. Why insurance brokers? Well, we find you folks particularly interesting and enjoyable to work with, and we found that our particular tools work extremely well with you. Also, we found that insurance brokers are far more likely than other entrepreneurs to believe in the concept of working on your business. And it's a real pleasure and amazingly satisfying to see the insurance practices skyrocket when they work with us. The bottom line is it works.
There's no longer any reason to limit your abilities or your future. Our goal is to help you be the very best you possibly can. You'll be amazed at what you're actually able to accomplish when you have the right tools and guidance. So welcome to our website. Thanks for coming by. Don't forget to download our free report and listen to our podcast. You can even subscribe to our podcast from here. But what we hope is this is your first step in becoming a peak performer.